All right, so if I had to do this problem using substitution, um, right now I'd have a little bit of an issue because none of these variables are all alone. So easiest thing to probably do is try to get one of these variables alone. I think what I would want to do is try to get this x all by itself. Why? Because it has a 2 in front of it, so eventually later on dividing by a 2 will be easier. And I do see the other coefficients are divisible by 2, so that's my reasoning. I don't have to get this x alone. It would work if I did any of these. I'm just looking ahead and knowing that dividing by 2 is pretty easy, and the other coefficients are divisible by 2, so that's why I chose that one. So trying to get that x alone, I'm going to add 6y on both sides. On the left side, it's just going to cancel. So my equation now says 2x equals 6 plus 6y. X is still not alone. It's close, but I have to get rid of that 2 or cancel out that 2. So in order to cancel out that 2, I'm going to divide by 2. And if I divide the left side by 2, I have to divide the right side by 2. And that 2 is under everything. So I have to divide everything on the right side by 2. Right here, this cancels, and I just get x. 6 divided by 2 is just going to be 3. And 6y divided by 2 is going to be 3y. So now I have an x by itself. So I can look at this and go, all right, if I know x is equal to 3 plus 3y, I can take that 3 plus 3y and go back to one of the other original equation and plug that in for x. So I'm talking about right here. And now that I know what x is, now that I know that x is 3 plus 3y, I'm going to go plug it in right there. So that top equation is going to be 2 times 3 plus 3y plus 3y equals 15. And then I need to distribute. Get 6 plus 6y plus 3y equals 15. That'd be 6 plus 9y equals 15. Subtract 6 on both sides. I'm going to get that 9y equals 9. Divide by 9 on both sides. And I get that y equals 1. So that is one of my two answers. And I'm going to go ahead and this equation in blue, x equals 3 plus 3y, even though it wasn't necessarily one of my original equations, the ones in black were my original equations. Even though this isn't necessarily one of my original equations, it has both variables in it. So I'm going to go take this, the fact that y is 1, and plug it in for that y right there. That would be x equals 3 plus 3 times 1. And this is easy. We can do it in our head. 3 times 1 is 3, and then 3 plus 3 is 6. So I know x is 6. And I got the same answer doing the other method, but look at all this work. I had to rearrange the first equation. I had to isolate the variable. I had to then go do substitution. I have to do all this distributive property, combine like terms, get a variable, plug it back in. It wasn't impossible. I did it, but elimination was so much quicker. So that's the benefit of choosing the right method. But your next assignment is going to be trying to do problems in both methods.